This is not just a maxi rib. It is the result of a company that, with huge investments and a lot of commitment, has become an important Italian shipyard. The CAYMAN 45.0 cruiser is the largest rib built to date by Ranieri International. It's very long. The walkway formed seems to never end. In addition, at the stern there is an aluminium bracket, a structure that extends the deck surface and supports the outboards. When you see the word racing written on a Mercury engine, you must keep in mind the history of this great American manufacturer, and in particular of its racing department. No other outboard manufacturer has devoted so much attention to racing. We will be testing them later. For now, let's take a look at the rib. They put the gates and the handrail in the crowning, two very important safety elements. The sun deck has a can holder and is so long that you don't need to move the backrest. But if you want to rest your head, there you go. Below is a tender complete with a 2.5 horsepower engine. The hardtop is made of carbon and is standard. It leans on the stringers so it doesn't clutter up the living room and widens its coverage. However, if you want, you can add a micro-perforated aft sun awning supported by carbon poles. The living area is transformable. You can move the backrests of the sofas as you wish, and you can also form a sun deck and use one backrest as a headrest. You can choose the colours of the hull, the deck, the floor covering, the tubes, the deckhouse, the galley, the tip, the garage, and the hardtop. You can even customise the safety features. The size, and therefore the capacity of the kitchen unit, allows you to install various appliances and store what is needed to prepare aperitifs and lunches. Here we have 3 refrigerators, but you can change this setup. There's no need to tell the crew where the rafts are. They're clearly visible and make it into the water quickly when needed. The navigation bridge is that of a large yacht. With these displays you can monitor everything, and I mean everything. You can control the boat, or at least many of the onboard functions, even remotely. You can, for example, check the charge of batteries or surveillance cameras from your couch at home. The Ranieri International technicians designed these graphics so that it was intuitive to find the controls. For example, look at how explanatory these screens are. On the sides, there are physical switches that duplicate the use of those on the touch displays. But that's not all. I can monitor everything, even from the cabin. There is a way to prevent the activation of some functions and thus avoid improper use. Let's also remember that Simrad offers a further level of safety through a fuse panel that allows you to exclude the displays and manually act on the systems in case of an emergency. The forward sun deck wasn't enough. They also added 2 very comfortable chaise lounges. An equipped armrest is located in the centre, which is perhaps the best place to relax, even while navigating. This looks like traditional faux leather, but is actually much more pleasant to the touch. Length is also a key element below deck. For example, you can use the dinette and have the double bed available at the same time, or you can create a maxi mattress 3 meters long. Where it was possible, they made furniture and compartments to store luggage. There's even a safe. In both cabins, there is room for 2 very large televisions. All coverings are dark grey oak. The aft berth is also comfortable. It has a double that can be split into 2 singles. The height is sufficient to sit on the mattresses, and in the centre of the cabin you can stand up to change. All around there is storage for clothes. The shower is separate, and to enlarge it, just open the door because the grating also collects the water in the sink area. The interior furnishings are completed by a piece of furniture in the hallway. Two interesting technical aspects: an easily accessible plant compartment and a particular pulley system with which the anchor is set and becomes a sort of shield to protect the bow. We have 3 Mercury Racing 450R engines, each powerful and light. You reach ploughing mode quickly. These 8-cylinder V engines have a displacement of 4.6 litres and 4 overhead camshafts, 2 for each bank. There's also the supercharger. But can we make them go slow? 12 knots is the minimum planing speed, but we like to go faster. Oh boy, music to my ears. I wonder if these 3 engines will be able to push such a large and inevitably heavy rib, also because the model we are testing is equipped with many accessories. With 25 knots of speed, engines at 3,200 RPM, we're navigating at 0.21 miles per litre. When I saw this rib resting on the boat cradle, I noticed that it had 2 steps and then 3 chines in the bow sections, 2 in the central ones and only 1 in the stern sections to leave clean, free water and to make the propellers work well. It seems that they have studied the water lines very carefully. I like it because it always has the same trim and doesn't matter which way the waves are coming from. The weight balance is perfect and the water lines too, making it easy to navigate in any sea condition. And if I'm a beam, it doesn't perceive the wind because it has little grip on the wind. And even if T-top seems designed to cut through the windy air, I have the best performance at 35 knots, when 4 litres are enough for every mile. Without using the trim, I navigate with neutral buoyancy. My hull is completely submerged, and when there is a little wave and the sea is rough, this is an ideal condition. 4,200 RPM, we are already at 40 knots, and if I give some trim, it frees itself. It frees itself from the water. The wake begins to detach more or less from here, from the centre of the hull. Although the performance hasn't improved, I'm going to remove the trim. They kept the tubulars away from the water. They preferred performance over a stabilising effect. At anchor, however, it was pretty stationary, and now that it's underway, the heeling angle isn't excessive. It's very agile, with 3 propellers that direct it and an evidently very directional hull. They make us go in the direction we want, regardless of the wave motion. Let's give some more gas. We're at 48 knots. For these engines and for this rib, this could also be a cruising speed. Large rib with great performance. But what is the maximum speed? Full throttle. Do you hear them roar? Again, I exaggerated a bit with the trim. To find the maximum thrust, you just need to raise it by 20% compared to its total stroke. Just like this. The control is incredibly easy. We're at 56 knots. This maxi rib represents the apogee of a beautiful story, that of Pietro Ranieri, a man passionate about engines and founder of the shipyard, and his sons Antonio and Salvatore, who were able to develop the company with even better products, all the way up to this new flagship, the CAYMAN 45.0 cruiser.